Tomas. I hope I pronounced that right. I hope there's no accent there. How are you? Could you give a short introduction about yourself?
Sure. Well, I'm 23 years old. I already have a son. I live with my wife. And I've been kind of lost in my life before. And thanks to God this year, I found some guidance and I set my goals and I'm making every possible effort and every possible step to reach my dreams and my desires.
Right. So at 23, already married with a son, that's seems to be a very mature mindset from your end. And from what I know, you're doing very well in terms of finances. As in from what we've spoken about pre-interview. So where does that mindset come from? Because you're definitely doing better than, let's say, the 23-year-olds that I've seen around here.
Yeah, well, I think my mindset comes from the point I've been in my spiritual path for like 3 years now, and I think the spiritual awakening has taken a great part in my journey. And before the surprise that my son gave us, because we didn't plan it, it was just a surprise. I think that in that moment I realized that shit, it's time to get my shit together and start to plan everything and have a plan, because I was feeling stranded and with no plan. I was just playing video games 24/7, masturbating, without goals. I was going to the gym, but that didn't. I mean, you can go to the gym 24/7, but if you don't have goals in your finance, in your personal life, your relationship, you're just not going anywhere because you're just filling one bucket. You need to fill other buckets to reach your goals.
Mhm. So spiritual path, is there more to go into that?
Sure, yeah. I actually think that Andrew Tate, Jay Weller, all these new influencers, they are they are kind of spiritual teachers, but I don't think they know that. Maybe they do. Like for example, Tate converting into Islam is one key, because if you want to play the real game in the Matrix, you have to take into account that you're not just a human. You're not just a body. You have a spirit, you have a soul, and you have to feed those traits to move on in life. You know, because that spirituality gives you a better understanding about how the Matrix works, about all the lies that we've been fed, about all the negative primacy there is in series, movies, video games, you name it, you know.
Mhm. Right. Okay, so what brought you to the real world?
It was my brother actually, because my brother was a fat kid. He's 3 years younger than me, and he was very fat, very depressed, lost in his life. And he started listening to Andrew Tate's speech in Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and he started the real world around February, I believe. No, I'm lying. November last year. He joined it when it was $50, and he didn't tell me anything about it until April. And at first, I had my doubts about it because the Matrix, the elites market Andrew Tate as a bad person, and although I knew that Andrew Tate had some truth behind it all, I still have my doubts. But after his conversion, he lost like 30 pounds. He's jacked. He's a different person. I mean, he wasn't my brother anymore. He was his real self. And it really shocked me. And I said, well, maybe this is true. Maybe Andrew Tate is not just a jerk that manipulates women and whatever. So I took the step forward and I joined, and it changed my whole life, not just in finance, in fitness, motivation, mindset, relationships, you name it. It just it's like I'm Tomas point two, a different version of myself.
Right. And in what time span is that? In just a few months, right?
Yeah, just 3 months, my life completely changed for the better, and I will recommend it to anyone. Just join the real world. It's going to change your whole life to the better. It's just a no brainer for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's dig a bit deeper then into that transformation from 3 months ago. What was your average day like then compared to now?
Well, I will wake up uh, 30 minutes before my 9 to 5 job, which I was an interpreter, a medical interpreter. I worked remotely, and I woke up 30 minutes before, grab some food, bad food, some carbs, usual, and then get into my job. And I developed the skill of playing video games while I was working. So I would just spend my whole day from 9 to 5 working and playing Dota 2 video games, Call of Duty, you name it. And then I will stop working, and then I will have some fights with my wife because I wasn't being the man of the house. I wasn't taking into accountability all the all the homework, literally homework that I had. I was just tired all the time, thinking about stupid things like go back to playing the same day. Well, I did go to the gym because I do like fitness since I'm 15, but still I was putting myself first. And when you're a father, and when you're the man of the house, when you are a husband, you have to put others first, like Andrew Ted says. So I was working out 2 hours a day, but because of I was working out 2 hours a day, my wife was suffering with my son because she had a C-section. It wasn't a natural
Both.
yeah, natural birth. Sorry. So she was very very ill. She had a lot of pain, and I was just thinking for myself. So I guess, like I said before, it's okay if you're going to the gym every day, but you have to fill certain buckets. Buckets. You cannot fill just one bucket because it's going to take you anywhere.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was actually it. And then I will go to sleep and then repeat again and repeat again and repeat again. And that was for about a year, maybe a year and a half. And I was feeling tired every day. I hated my life every day. And yeah, in 3 months, it all changed.
And what is your average day like now for comparison?
Oof, complete different. I wake up at 5 every day. I either work out in the gym. I have a home gym here, or I do some biking. And on my rest day, I just get up and do some work on my socials, my businesses. And the thing is that as I told you before, I realized that I was just thinking about me. So I wake up early with the expense of me being tired, but I have like 3 or 4 hours till my son and my wife wake up. So then when they wake up, I can be with them, because I'm a freelancer and I have a business. So I'm no longer in the 9 to 5. I quit it on February. I took the money from quitting and I invested it in my businesses and in my knowledge. And since joining the real world 3 months ago, I made like 3.5K just with my abilities, just with my bare hands. I didn't wait for having everything perfect. I just took whatever I had and I turned it into money. And well, I wake up at 5, then I usually around 8:30 I prepare our meal for the whole family because sometimes my in-laws and my parents come home to have lunch. I don't have breakfast because I do intermittent fasting, but my wife and my son obviously have to have some breakfast, so I prepare breakfast for them. Then I go back to working. I stroll in the park with my kid so my wife can have some free time for her, so she can do whatever she wants. then come back, have lunch, keep on working in the computer, socials, businesses. Then I stay up until 12 midnight because I do have to get this family running. So I just, it's work, work, work. It's that mindset where you have to put in the effort for your dreams to come true. I want a lot of things for my family, and sleeping around 9 p.m., 10 p.m., I'm not going anywhere. So, I just have to put in the work.
Right. And yeah, I can see what kind of a misogynistic influence Tate had on you when you're cooking for the family, letting your wife take a break from the baby. Very misogynistic, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Such a positive speech, and actually my wife started to hearing what Andrew Tate had in mind, had to say, because before she was kind of a skeptic about what he was saying, and she thought that he was just a bad man with bad intentions. But after seeing my transformation and my path hearing to him, she realized that he is speaking completely truth.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to hear the effect it's had on first your little brother, then on you, and now on your wife as well, and the people around you. I mean, yeah, it's a beautiful thing to listen to. And when you got into the real world, how did it help your business? What did you get into?
Well, I first joined the copywriting campus to have an idea how I should write the marketing in my businesses, and then I joined the business mastery with Arno, and he just, well, the knowledge he has on the business side of life is amazing, and also the lessons from Tate, just, it's like a slap on your face, like, come on, you can do it, speed, 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 and you incorporate that vibration, that mindset, and it just, I mean, I was doing, I believe so, 3 posts per week, and I was waiting for for the perfect moment and being a perfectionist. And he teaches me that you have to do it. I mean, you can do it right, and you can do it fast, and that's how you grow. Because if you wait for the perfect opportunity, it's never going to come, because the perfect time is always now. And that's one of the keys of spirituality too. The past and the future does not exist. The only thing that exists is the present moment, and that's when you have to act, because if not, you're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, very good point. And what was the biggest challenge you faced when you were first implementing the lessons you learned?
Getting behind my fears and leaving behind my limiting beliefs about myself.
And that's something you've worked through in the past 3 months.
Yes, yeah. It just, the knowledge that they preach, just, it gives you the, it's like I always said, it's like if you are blindfolded, and when you join the real world, the blindfold comes off, and you start to realize all the little things that your mind is telling you, all the lies that your mind feeds you, and all the limiting beliefs are what is keeping you behind in life. And this can be applied to growing your business, relationships, personal life, whatever. It's always the limiting beliefs that hold you back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what insights or lessons stand out to you from the real world?
I think the most important for me is actually the first or second lesson in the business campus. That is speed. Speed is always a key. Since I incorporated that into my life, just a completely different life. Not just only in the business, as I told you, but also in relationships. And then the I think it's called personal skills and social superstardom from business, where Arnold teaches about how to talk and how to convince people, and all this personal how do you say it, how you portray to other people. And for example, people before didn't respect me as much as I believe they do, as I believe they needed to, because I consider myself a very knowledgeable person, and I know that I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of potential to influence on people. But before, they weren't giving me the attention or the respect necessary for my knowledge to impact on them. And after all these courses and all the lessons, I think people started noticing, without actually knowing, that I now have a lot of knowledge that they should and they might incorporate in their life. For example, my in-law, the father of my wife, was like 180, no, 150 kilos, and I've been telling him all my life since I met him, you have to start losing weight, you have to start losing weight, you can incorporate this and this and this. And around 4 months, 3 months ago, since I joined the real world, he started listening to me actually, and he lost like 20 kilos now, because of all the skills that Arnold teaches in the social skills, the convincing the people, persuading. And I started to apply those in my speech, and he just grabbed it instantly, and now he lost 20 kilos, and he's happy with himself. He's providing more to the family. He's being a better image for his son and his daughter, and for his wife, everything. And also, I've been helping some friends, because I have some friends that are really, really lost in life. And I think it's very important, for one, to start giving to your friends, because your friends are the people that you have near you. And those people that you have near you are the ones that define you. So I started giving some knowledge for some of my friends that were lost, and they are a completely different person. Again, they incorporate all the things that I have to teach them, and they've been losing weight. They've been getting their goals, waking at 5 a.m. They actually message me every day saying, thank you for your help, thank you for your advice. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. So yeah, it's just amazing.
It's interesting that you're surrounded yourself by very receptive people, because others, a lot of stories I've heard, they try to maybe get their friends into the real world. They try to tell the positives to their friends, but they just don't care. They're like, nope, agitate, scammer.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I'd ever join. They're just against it. So yeah, in your case, anyone who's been around you has been positively impacted and very receptive to what you've said to them. So that's great to hear.
I think, yeah, adding to that, I think the secret is, you have to be it first. So you have to embody it, and then people see it, because people improve. For example, the real world. The real world wouldn't be the real world if people wouldn't be making a lot of money changing themselves. The marketing strategies, giving the world the facts. People have to see you first, and then they will apply it to them. Because if I'm a fat fuck, I mean, no one's going to listen to me because I'm fat, or they see me as an unproductive person, or as a irresponsible man. They have to see it first, and then when you accomplish by yourself, when you embody all the lessons and all the teachings, then you can start preaching. Because for preaching, you have to be using them in your life first. If not, it's not going to work.
All right. Okay, love it. And yeah, you're completely right. I mean, there's no other way to really show it to people except through, as in just saying it through words won't mean anything unless they see from you that you've changed and it's actually had an effect on you. Then they become receptive. So very good point. And how different is the material within the real world from what you've seen compared to what's out on the internet?
Well, it's straight to the point. I mean, you go into the real world, and for example, it says 50 lessons on how to grow your business. You get what you see. I mean, it's not like joining into the university where they fill you with fillers, with classes that doesn't make sense. Um, you can spend 40 hours every week searching on the internet, and just like a kind of lost, because in the real world they give you steps, homework too, which is very important, and it's just straight to the point. 3 to 5 minute video and you just learned a completely different teaching than before, and you just have it in a 3 to 5 minute video, that's gold. That's completely gold. I mean, I haven't seen that anywhere in the internet. I've been to the university. I've been studying nutrition for 1 year. I went to piloting planes for 1 year. I've been in marketing for 1 year and always got out because I mean they wasn't teaching the stuff that they should do. In the real world, that's the difference. You you pay $50, $100, whatever, and you get the worth of $1 million, and that's way different than anything on the internet or any institution.
Mm-hmm. Right. And why do you think they only charge $50 for everything they provide?
Well, I think that Andrew Tate is kind of modern Jesus because he just wants to preach and spread knowledge for the human. I think it's like a human revolution. I think him being a millionaire and him having all this free time and all this time to think about what to do with his money, I think he reached a point where he just wants to elevate the consciousness of the earth without knowing, of course. Or maybe he knows, I don't know. But I think God gave him a plan. And I think that's why it's just $50, because he wants everybody, or almost everybody, to access this knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Right. Very interesting perspective, though.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say for everyone to access this knowledge, I'm wondering the amount you've earned, 3,500 in 3 months. How significant is that to where you live and the average wage there?
Oof, a lot. I mean, I know 3.5K in dollars or euros sound very little, but here in South America, it's a lot of money, around 13K, 15K, and it just keeps on scaling, and it changes my life. I can have the diet that I want. I can buy beef tallow. I can buy unpasteurized milk. I can buy beef every day, and that's just a different level of life here.
Right. Do you know what the average wage is where you're at?
Here it's around $300, maybe $250 around. Yeah.
A month?
Yeah, a month, yes.
Yeah. So definitely a significant difference. Good. That's good to hear. Okay, now since you're on this trajectory, where do you see your life heading in the short term, medium term, and long term?
Short term, I'm doing everything as I can for reaching the 10K a month. In 2 years, 1 year and a half, I want to have my farm. Me and my wife, we want a natural way of life. Cities are not okay for the environment, nor for the people. They're just prisons for humans, and people are not realizing this. But little by little, the consciousness of the earth is rising, and you see there's a lot of people from the USA that's migrating to South America because one, their currency has a lot of value here, and they can live a way better life spending way less than in the USA. And also they're realizing that they are poisoning them with food, water, TV, whatever, and there's this movement about people moving here to South America. And I think, for example, CEO of Testosterone, Jack Hopkins, moved to Thailand, and he realized that Europe is not the best for the humans, not as bad as USA, so we want to have a farm, we want to have our animals, raise our 7, 10 children there. We just want to keep adding good humans to the earth so they can preach and spread our knowledge and our way of life.
All right. Love that. Good. So, okay, that's more of a long term. Did you mention short term, what you want?
Well, as I told you, I'm working my ass off to get that 10K a month, because that will give me the the possibility to start reaching the goal that I told you about the farm. And I want to travel because as I had my son really early on in my life, 22 years old, I did not have the chance to travel a lot. So I want to travel with my wife and my son. So yeah, well, that 10K a month is going to give me the opportunity to do that with them, and also to keep on adding and adding businesses. I have a lot of ideas, a lot of profitable ideas that I want to implement on this world. And I think that goal about the 10K a month is going to give me all the things that I need. And then after reaching 10K, it's going to be 30K, then 50K, and it just have no limit. I know for a fact, I can feel it inside my guts that I'm going to be a millionaire soon. I don't know when, but I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm 100% sure of it. And then I always had this mentality on giving back. So I want to build schools. I want to start some education institutions, for people like not the real world, but something along the lines, because I think that it's our job, the ones that are unblindfolded, if you can say, to start unblindfolding people. All my family is blindfolded. Most of my friends are blindfolded. So I think it's our job to get off that blindfold, because we see the matrix as it is. So it's our job to get off that blindfold from people.
Okay, so since you have a goal of 10,000 per month short term, I will be holding you accountable to that and doing a follow up with you in about 3 months, seeing how you're progressing on that path. And yeah, to end off, for people who are unsure about joining the real world because maybe they think it could be a scam, what advice would you have to them?
It is absolutely not a scam. It's going to revamp your life. It's going to revolutionize your whole life. As I told you before, it's a no-brainer. I mean, if you have $50 in your bank account, only $50, join the real world. Just with $50, you will make 100 more, 1,000 more, a million more. Just, it's a no-brainer for me. And yeah, it changes my life. Maybe it changes you, Ruckus. It's going to change everyone's life. So yeah, join the real world. It's just a no-brainer.
Awesome. Love that. Okay, so yeah, Thomas, thank you for your time and thank you for the insights and sharing your story. I look forward to doing a follow-up interview with you, as I said, in future. And until then, I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Ruckus. Same for you.